Hey everyone, so I'm house sitting for a friend right now, and I'm going to be away from my place for about a week. But I figured, I'd just bring the setup here with me, which is really just my phone and a tripod, and it's really nice out here. I like it. It's not far from where I live, but it really, being in the city, you forget how dark it can be, especially where I live, where there are lights on all the time, which I like. But it's nice to be able to actually have some real darkness at night. And so I thought about what I was going to do today for this video, and I had the news on, and I had mentioned on my personal page that a while back, it was right after the debate, I had said that we lived in a particularly stupid time in history, and I certainly stand by that. This is an insane time to be alive, and I don't know if there's ever been a time in history where you've had such inept people with so much power. The monarchies, they didn't have Apache helicopters and intercontinental ballistic missiles. So, with that being said, as I'm watching the news and as I'm listening to these different people online talk about their positions, I wanted to make a video today on beliefs. And one of the things I've really noticed is that people center their entire identity around beliefs. And whether it's religious beliefs or whether it's political ideology, right now we really have this mindset that I am a Republican first, I am a Democrat first, I am, a Christian or Muslim, whatever it is. I am these things first and foremost, and then my humanity may follow based on those principles I have. And the other thing I've come to notice is that there is an idea that the longevity of a belief being held is somehow an argument for its truth. And, that's just not the case. And I hear people, often say, oh, well, I've been, a Republican my entire life. I've been a Democrat my entire life. I've been a Christian my entire life. Whatever it is. But longevity of holding a belief isn't an argument for that belief. In fact, the hardest thing to accept, I think, is even the possibility that you could be wrong. And that's something that most people, I think, when it comes to politics, religion, certain other things, just completely refuse to accept, even the possibility of being wrong. And once you're in that mindset, then there's no discussion that can be had, right? There's no reasonable sort of debate that can be had, because you start from the position that you are right. Now, I'm not making the claim that there is no truth, there is no right and wrong, or any of that. But let's look at this from a probability standpoint. Does it make more sense to believe that the first ideology that you were introduced to is the correct one? Or that maybe there are other points of view and you should study those and then try and come to a conclusion of what's right through reason and logic and all of these things. And most people don't do that. That's the problem. And I think that's a big reason of why we are in the particular state we're in, is because my beliefs define who I am. At least that's the idea right now. And anyone who doesn't have those beliefs is is subhuman in some way. And so I would just encourage you to really ask, what are the fundamental principles that I have? Do I even have fundamental principles? That's another question. I find that most of the time people in general are willing to be what I call mirrors. They will reflect talking points that are in front of them, but they have no substance of their own. They haven't made any commitment to analyze the truth of even the statements that they're saying. They use language as a way to fill silence, and that's it. And so, yeah, in especially this political time, I think right now it's very important for us to ask, what are my principles? Do I have any principles? Am I just parroting talking points? And the other thing is, with the power that I want to have with my beliefs, the power I'm hoping to achieve, and this is especially true in politics with what's going on now, am I willing to allow my enemy to have the same political power that I want? And if your answer to that is no, then you should probably really start to rethink things. Anyway, so that's my view right now on beliefs and how we need to sort of navigate them and really analyze them. Stop making your entire personality built on the foundation of belief systems like politics and religion and all of these other trivial things. Figure out what your values are and then build a system off that.